Kar Hala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakate Hawa, Brakate Hawa Shai, Brakate Hawa, Brakate Hawa Shai, Brakate Hawa, Brakate Hawa Shai, Tawada, 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 Kwame Yasharala. I'd like to give double honors to the elders apostles of Great Millstone that teach this truth, the 100% truth, Brother Malakama. Just putting together, just doing a quick lesson, impromptu. Um, just talking on the current events, things that's happening in this world. My report from inside the belly of the beast, in these end times. And today is the Sabbath, and the Sabbath falls on the new moon. And the new moon is the moon that, when it fades away, that's the beginning of the new moon. A lot of these other groups, they teach the new moon as being the full moon, and that's not true. The new moon is the beginning of when the other moon fades all the way out, and there's no moon in the sky. And then um, every seventh day after that is the Sabbath. And it took time for me to learn this, growing in this truth, because at first I was thinking the Sabbath when I first came into it was Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Now I know it's the new moon, and every 7 days, and from sundown to sundown. And so we have to make sure we observe the Sabbath to the best of our ability. Being in this world, we do have jobs, we have to work, and all the times we can't do the Sabbath according to, because right now we still in our captivity. But yeah, I was watching a couple of videos today, kind of used for edification, and one of the contents creators, I think be on Facebook and YouTube, is Nino Brown. He was talking about how times are hard out here, and a lot of people that had money at one time now, the money is kind of going away. A couple of years back, last year and year before, people had the PPP loans and the stimulus package, and Jake was out here flossing, just all type of things with their money. But now here we're on the tail end of everything. Inflation is at all-time high, gasoline is high, food is high, housing is high. Everything is going up, except for your paycheck. So a lot of Jakes are out here, be going through it. Not only Jakes, but these Edomites as well. These curses are falling these Edomites. And you see a lot of them on these TikTok videos complaining, crying out. And Jake, we used to going through these turbulent times. So a lot of Jakes is really not a big issue, because we used to getting it from the rough. But for these Edomites, man, it's a new thing. So they don't know how to react. And so times have definitely changed, and it's going to get a lot worse according to Scripture, man. It's going to get a lot worse. You're going to have famine. You're going to have famine of the food, famine of water. And you think prices are bad now. You let these wars begin to start popping off a little bit more, and they start shutting down these shipping lanes, and then because everything we get is from store shelf to mouth, man. We don't grow anything, and if those supply chains get broken in any way or interrupted in any way, it's going to affect the consumer. And who's the consumer? Mainly our people. And especially Jake, man, we don't grow anything no more, So everything we get, we have to get from our oppressor. And that's one thing about Jake, we trust in our oppressor. But going to book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 2. This is through the Spirit. You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. And recompense, or punishment, starts with our people first, the Lord's people. So who he's going to punish first? First, he's going to punish our people, 2/3 of our people, who he's talking about. And Jake is very vain, especially this new generation of Jake that we have now. So the punishment is going to start there. Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? So the trumpet is being blown, and who's blowing the trumpet? The men of the Lord, the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that's prophesying, the end of this thing that's coming. And at the tail end of this thing, it's going to be a lot of chaos, man. A lot of destruction, a lot of famine. So a lot of our people are going to be destroyed, along with these heathen here in Babylon the Great. But let me go to damn it. Didn't mean to hit this. But yeah, Jake, we got to hold on, man. We have to endure these times. We have to put our faith and our trust in the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. By us knowing we know in the name of the Lord, man, we have a heads up on everybody else, calling on the name of the Lord, trusting in our power, not trusting into our oppressors, believing that we're going to be delivered. And if we lose our life for this thing, then so be it, man, because we only lose our life to gain it right back. Thus says the Lord, But, we're in beautiful times, man, and 2024, there's a lot been happening, so far this year, and we're getting close to the halfway point, this year already, just that quick, and it's supposed to be election year. It's supposed to be the Olympics this year. So it's gonna be a lot of they're gonna put a lot of things out here to distract Jake from his purpose, man, to keep you guys, to keep our people all focused. You got these things going on now with the P. Diddy situation. You can't miss that. That's all over the place. To keep pushing that. They did start off with the Cat Williams thing, at the beginning of the year. Then you got these so-called rappers and entertainers going at each other, and all this things are orchestrated by Esau, man. He pushed these guys out here to be a distraction. Long as people have bread and circus, they're not going to focus what they need to be focusing on. And I was listening to a content creator. They were saying, why did France revolt and get to the situation where it was? And the only reason they did, because people didn't have. First of all, they had the circus, but then people didn't have food to eat. Once people don't have food to eat, man, that's your number one survival thing, man, that kicks in when that food, begins to disappear. And so we in that time, man, when shit start getting down to the wire. They're gonna pull back, and one way of forcing you into one of those prophecies, man, that MOTV is by taking away the food, man, by creating that famine. And we right at the precipice, man, of them introducing that thing worldwide. Slowly you can see implements of change, going here and there, little bits and pieces of it. But once they create a chaotic situation, because their thing is order out of chaos, and the only way you're going to be able to eat, buy, sell, or drink, unless you have that MOTB, which is going to be the C-HIP. Don't let these other groups fool you, man, because they out here teaching false information that it's Christianity, or it's dating white women, or all these other type of foolery, man. These things to steer you into the to that meat grinder. So be well aware, man. Lord tell you at the end, Revelation chapter 13:6, man. Do not take that MOTB. We've been commanded not to do it. So once you take that MOTB, and there's no taking it back out. By you doing that, you showed your allegiance to the devil. Revelation chapter 13 and 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. It don't necessarily have to be the right hand, but we know most people are right hand dominant. So that's what most people want to get the mark. And that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And that's going to be in that micro C hip. So be very, very well aware, man. And that's one reason they want to do away with TikTok, and they want to create a famine of the word because they don't want this truth going out. And you know, most Jakes don't read. So if Jake not hearing this truth and Jake not knowing where to look or where to get this information from, Jake going to fall into that trap. Then you got these other Judas ghosts out here that's teaching you that they're going to tell you it's okay in that time to go ahead and get that C-hip. Because one of the main places where they're going to be putting that C-hip in is going to be your so-called church houses, man. Same places where they were doing last time when they was giving out that snake venom right in a lot of our churches, these so-called church houses of ours. So be very well aware, man, of the times we in. And these church houses, man, they number Antichrist because they anti-Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. That's what it's meant by Antichrist. It's not, and one of the misnomers they give you, they try to tell you that it's going to be this one Antichrist that's going to come down and put the world in all type of chaos, man. No, the Antichrist has always been here. It's always been these devils that's in rulership that's against our power, man. That's the Antichrist, anti-Messiah. 2/3 of our people too as well. Those false pastors in those church houses are Antichrist. The anti-Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua that goes against the true teaching and doctrine of this word, man, of this ministry. They tell you that we all the same and Yahushua come down, we all going to be as one. No, the Lord has created different tribes for different reasons. The Lord is about order. He is about order. And he's about balance. He's about good and bad. You know, he controls both sides, man, of the spectrum. They try to put Yahushua in a box, man, and therefore they changed his name. They told him his name was not Yahushua, it's Jesus Christ. And you look that up. I think in the Spanish term it's earth pig. So it's really a form of them blaspheming the name of the Lord. So we have to get that name and that image out of our minds, man. That's part of the brainwashing that they put on our jakes, those enchantments, where they created this image when you think of Yahushua, which they ignorantly, like say we call Jesus Christ, because they done beat that into us. They think of this white man with blonde hair, blue eyes, you know, coming down out of them skies, you know. So we have to get brainwashed or cleansed through the Holy Spirit, through our Comforter, man, back into the true gospel of the Lord, man, that he came when he came on the planet 2,000 years ago. Because the church is going off then, same as it is now, man. Up under these devils, man, that give them their marching orders of what they're supposed to teach and what they're supposed to feed to the people. And a lot of what they feeding the people, but damn near everything they feeding the people is all contaminated, man. This whole place is contaminated. This whole place is nothing but contaminated from top to bottom, man. Nothing is safe up under this devil rulership. All the food, the air, the trees, the animals, the earthworms, the ants, butterflies, bees, nothing is safe up under this devil, man. All the fish, everything in the ocean, man. That's why the Lord had to come back, you know, and do a great cleansing, man. He's going to cleanse the whole thing, and it's going to be a sacrifice that's going to be here in Babylon the Great. And who is Mystery Babylon the Great? Here in Americas, man. This is Mystery Babylon the Great that's spoken of in the Bible. So, yeah, we're in that time, so pay attention. Don't get distracted because they're going to throw all type of distractors out there. P. Diddy is just the beginning of it. So main thing they're going to throw you, Jakes, these influencers, these top influencers in our community, they're going to throw them up under the bus out there to try to create a distraction. And they're all part of that secret organization, man. They're lower level Illuminatis, man. They're lower levels They really don't have any money compared to the real Illuminati, man, those at the top. But they give them, they pretty much, when you had the slave people that was in bondage, man, you always had the overseers. These jakes, they call them gatekeepers or the boule. They're nothing but overseers, man, high paid overseers in this day and time. And they use them to draw you jakes away from your power. They made their covenant with death, and the Lord is going to disannul it, man. Once the overflowing flood come in, they're going to be thrown, they're going to drown just like the rest of these 2/3, man. They're going to be destroyed right along with the rest of these 2/3, man. So we have to stay afloat. And how we stay afloat? By remaining in this truth, man. Focusing on this word, these laws, these statutes, commandments, man. Observing our high holy days, observing the Sabbath. Staying humble, man. Staying obedient to our power. To the best of our ability. We can't walk this thing perfectly in these conflicted bodies we in, man. So with that being said, man, all praise to our high power, man, to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I pray this is edifying with that. Say shalom.